Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotcall.com, and for this reading, I am going to be using my Tarot of Pagan Cats for this weekly tarot card reading. So I'm going to draw 3 cards, and each card is going to represent a section of the upcoming week. Okay, so let's get started. And the first card is going to represent Monday and Tuesday. And the beginning of the week, we've got the 9 of Cups. And, I think of this card as being almost like the essential lazy card. This card is about really embracing laziness in all its forms. So if you've got a hammock, lying outside in your hammock with a glass of wine, that's a good thing to do. What other ways can you be lazy? I feel like this is about, I think there's a difference between low quality laziness and high quality laziness. And the 9 of Cups is urging you to know the difference and to engage in high quality laziness. Low quality laziness is stuff like maybe like watching TV for like 8 hours and just like eating crappy junk food on the couch, and it's gonna leave you feeling almost kind of like low energy, lethargic, and kind of gross. That's not the kind of enriching sort of laziness you want. You want the kind of laziness that is restorative. Like, I don't know if you've ever been to a restorative yoga class, but you basically just lie in different positions, and it's not really stretching, but it kind of is, and it's basically just like resting. And that's high quality laziness. Like the other day, I sat out on my deck for, I don't know, probably only an hour, maybe hour and a half, and I just sat there like looking at things, and I think I might have had a glass of wine, and I wasn't talking, I wasn't thinking, I was just kind of gapping out, and it was so healing, actually, and just made me so happy. And that's high quality laziness. So beginning of the week, don't hesitate to be lazy in a good way. And as you move on to Wednesday and Thursday, we've got the King of Cups. And the King of Cups, he's such a fascinating card because here he is seated on this cement block, and he's surrounded by water. So we have this energy of flow and movement, and water represents emotions and feelings. So there's all these feelings around the King of Cups, and yet he's on this hard square block, which is kind of the opposite of water. And what that means is that the kings, they're masculine, and they're leaders, so part of them has to be strong, stable, and a little bit stubborn. That's part of their character. But because he's the King of Cups, he's been thrust into this world of emotion and feelings and flow. And this is really about striking a fine balance of feeling and experiencing your feelings, and maybe even expressing your feelings, and noticing and being sensitive to the feelings of others, while at the same time being able to be strong, secure, and stable and grounded in who you are. So I find that there's a lot of people out there who, call themselves sensitives, and they're very or they'll call them empaths. So they'll be very empathetic, and they can really pick up on what other people are feeling, and they feel emotions like so deeply. But quite oftentimes, those kinds of people are also not always really very grounded, or they might get kind of pulled around by other people's emotions and really strongly affected, so that they kind of will feel like maybe they're on an emotional roller coaster, or they might feel really drained and tired a lot of the time. So this is about finding a way to be stable and be like the King of Cups. He's a boss. He's like a master. He's powerful and strong. People respect him. But at the same time, he can be empathetic, and he can feel under other people's emotions and be compassionate and be in touch with his own emotions, but it doesn't make him a pushover or a wimp or, airy-fairy. Okay, so moving on to the last card. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we've got Two of Wands. And Two of Wands is, this is such an interesting card. It's about being at a place in your life where you're stopping, you're being still, and you're contemplating things. And you're trying to figure out, okay, how did I get here? What got me here? And where do I want to go? What am I doing that's working? What am I doing that's not working? What do I want to change? What do I want to stay the same? What direction do I really want to go in? I feel like I've been in that spot so many times, and we're always, sometimes we're in that place in a major way, like a life decision, and sometimes we're in that place in more of a minor way. So this weekend is about really contemplating and evaluating where you're at and what you want to do. So do you want to move forward with something? Do you want to hold off on something? That's what this is about. And in order to do this effectively, you kind of need to spend time alone. I think, we're always so tempted to consult experts or to ask friends and family for opinions, but I feel like this weekend it's about actually making some decisions on your own. So, contemplating what you want and what you feel, and really noticing like what things give you energy and what things deplete you of energy. That's an important thing to keep in mind. Okay, so I want to take a step back from these cards and look at them together. As you enter the week, it's going to be important to take some time for yourself to just kind of be. Let your mind switch off, just do some kind of hedonistic activities. The Nine of Cups is also a nice kind of hedonism card. And, this isn't about going overboard and, drinking to excess or eating a bunch of crap. This is about just taking some downtime and just enjoying it. And you'll need that downtime because you need that to recharge your batteries. If you had a busy weekend, you need that laziness is going to be recharging and healing for you. And in the middle of the week, there's going to be some situations that are really going to demand that you get your shit together and stand in your power and be really strong. You might notice like people trying to use their emotions to manipulate you, maybe crying to like get their own way, or I don't know, doing something to kind of that might normally kind of throw you off guard, but you're going to be on guard and you're going to be able to be compassionate and loving and listen to people, but you're also going to be able to be strong and make the right kinds of decisions and be stable and not be influenced by other people's turbulent emotions. And then at the end of the week, it's time to reevaluate and contemplate and figure out, energetically, where do you want to put your energy? What direction do you want to go in? And it's important, I think, when you're doing that to really focus on I don't mean to repeat myself, but focus on energy and focus on noticing, what things give you energy, what things take energy from you. That should help you decide. Okay, so that has been your weekly tarot card reading. And I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. And please feel free to add your own interpretations. I'm noticing that there's a water symbol that actually keeps coming up. So I'm noticing like there's water and there's fish here, there's water in the background. And even on this, the tablecloth is blue and it's got little fish in it and stuff. So there's this interesting nautical theme in all three cards. And this is not a nautical theme deck. So it's kind of unusual for all three cards to have that. So feel free to share like what you feel that symbolizes. What does that mean to you, having the water in all three cards? Okay, so I'll leave you with that, and my name is Kate. You can find out more about me and about learning about tarot cards and tarot card reading on my website, dailytarotgirl.com.